The NFL on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Ryan on second down. And he will find Ridley on the left side. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Ryan. He finds Coleman. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
They'll toss it to Coleman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
39.
Here's Coleman. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Connects with Sanu right side. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And this is caught at the 8. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards. It's Coleman here. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll wind up losing yardage here. They're back at the 21-yard line.
They do not score, fellas. They do not score.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Go.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Flushed out right. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. A big play. Dalton to his favorite receiver, Green. 51 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Green. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down.
We're good.
Play fake. Here's Dalton. Steps away. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. And Bullock will put this one through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
For the Falcons, Charles, we've talked all year about the injuries that they had in 2018, and you kind of touched on it earlier, too. It's hard to get around them, though, when you look back at this past year. So they go to 7-9, and I know that that's not what they wanted, but with all the injuries, is that okay?
It would be if you didn't think you were going to the Super Bowl. You know, if you didn't think you had a chance at that, and they did going into the season. But when you lose your starting safeties in Ricardo Allen and Keanu Neal, Your middle linebacker, Deion Jones, for a long stretch of time. You end up starting 1-4. Then in the second half of the season, you have a 5-game losing streak. 7-9 is actually better than I thought that they were finishing because of those 2 long losing streaks.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Ready! 22! Get out! Wait!
Here's Coleman on the toss. Look at the spin. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Get up! Get up!
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. He's airing it out for Sanu. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 18 yards the gain for number 18. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this.
11. Ready, go. Blue 80. Hey, got it. Get up. Get up.
Now Ryan on first down. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They'll give it to him up the middle. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Tuesday. Ready, blue 80. Let's go.
Here's Ryan. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Before this next drive gets going, we need to discuss the Hall of Fame inductees. There will be 8 in the 2019 class. We got Champ Bailey, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law. Who else am I forgetting in there?
Well, how about a big guy, a lineman, Kevin Mawai, who was absolutely terrific in his career. How about Ed Reed with the Baltimore Ravens and the great job he did in the secondary there? Pat Bowlen, Gil Brandt as contributors, the owner of the Broncos and the longtime scout with the Cowboys. And I love the senior committee bringing in Johnny Robinson, the safety with Kansas City.
Tony Gonzalez was a first ballot guy. And, of course, when I hear Ty Law's name, you think, wow, he started this great Patriots dynasty that we're still living in.
You're exactly right. And the Patriots, with all of their championships, probably underrepresented in the Hall of Fame.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
368!
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Room here to run. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. On the return, it's Alex Erickson. Pushing through the contact. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Well, CD, the NFL held its awards show the night before the Super Bowl, and as you and I had speculated the last few weeks, Patrick Mahomes, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and for the second straight season, how about Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, Donald was expected. We knew that was going to happen. Mahomes, we thought would happen. There was that school of thought that maybe Drew Brees might walk away with the MVP since he's never won one, but Mahomes a deserving winner. How about the Offensive Rookie of the Year? Saquon Barkley with the Giants. Many thought it might be Baker Mayfield with Cleveland.
Yeah, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Darius Leonard of the Colts, and the Colts Comeback Player of the Year, Andrew Luck, and very deservedly so.
I would say that for sure, and he beat out J.J. Watt, who also would have been a deserving winner. Coach of the Year.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Bullock good on the extra point. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Well, off topic, but we'd be remiss if we didn't point out what else was happening Super Bowl weekend. The Madden 19 Club Championship, second major this season, 2 more to follow. And our winner, Pauvin, representing the Oakland Raiders. He took down the Vikings, and your favorite, Charles, I.B. Strafen. He had to reach for the ibuprofen after a 38-24 beatdown in the final.
Well, you know if he was representing the Oakland Raiders, the Vikings went down, and they went down hard. That's how the Raiders do it.
How about Pauvin, though, wins $100,000 for his efforts, also won Super Bowl tickets for the next day, unselfishly gave them to his father and his brother.
How about that? That's pretty cool. Congratulations, Pauvin. Way to go.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Dalton now to pass. This is intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
There we go.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, 62 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. For those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
368! Side. Over here, yes.
Second down, Dalton. Going deep downfield for Ross. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. To throw here, Dalton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
There you go, 368.
So they are going for it. Now Dalton. And Eifert has it. And getting this just shy of midfield, is spotted at the 49. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one.
Heavy. 368. 368.
First and 10 for Dalton. Here as he's taken down. Grady Jarrett able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Hey, gun. Go. Left.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
On third down, Ryan. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
Get up!
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside. That's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the architectural wonder that is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the New York Jets. Matt Bryant of the Falcons set and ready to kick it off, and we are underway from Atlanta. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. First down, it's Darnold. He's got his man. It's Curse. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He was trying for his running back, Bilal Powell. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second and 10, Darnold trying to lay one up deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. They give him a gain of 37.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Faking the give, Darnold. He'll buy some time right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now Darnold on third and goal. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. Fourth and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. First carry for Trenton Cannon. And I don't think he got in. He didn't. He's stoned at the 1-yard line. Brooks Reed with a tackle. Well, trying to be bold on the opening drive of the game, but that effort, it proves futile.
How many times have we talked with coaches where they've talked about taking the emotion out of their decision-making? I think that opening drive, if he didn't have it in his head to go for it before, I think that keyed into it. They were doing so well, and he decided to really establish something there. They didn't get it. Now they've got to make sure that they don't lose their focus.
Here's Ryan to throw. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. A good pickup there at 22.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Let's go. Hey, Tuesday.
Coleman, and he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On second down, Ryan steps away to his left. And he rifles one incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. To throw on third down, Ryan. He finds Coleman. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Let's go.
On first down, Ryan. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
20. Go. Get on it.
On first and 10, it's Ryan. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 30 yards. And the Falcons are in for 6.
When you give up a long touchdown drive, you're looking for a silver lining. In this case, it's the fact that your offense had a chance to rest, and now they can come out in the field charged up and ready to go.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. While we have a second here, let's peek back to the Super Bowl. The lowest scoring Super Bowl, Charles, in history, 13-3. And it took us 53 minutes to get our first touchdown of Super Bowl 53.
Can you believe they went into the half, 3-0 New England, Stephen Gostkowski with a field goal. Then they finally tie it up with Greg Zuerlein at the end of 3 quarters of the Rams knocking one through the post. The Patriots, a third team to win the year after losing the Super Bowl, the first since the Dolphins in 1972.
And, of course, the big number now for New England, 6 titles, and they are tied with the Steelers for the most ever. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Darnold, he's going to wind up and air it out. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Dumps off to Powell, and he's able to get up here to the 26. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. The veteran Matt Bryant set to rock and roll. And off we go from Soldier Field. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And an alley to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Looking for a crease. Can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
This is Cohen on the toss. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
3 down. Hey, gotta go, gotta go. 18.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
18.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a first and goal just inside the 5. Off the toss, Cohen. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Parkey adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Oh, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Ryan. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Leonard Floyd coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Tuesday. 39.
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And it is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And it'll be a turnover on downs. For the Chicago Bears, Charles, it's kind of the dust settles on this season. How do you think that they will remember it? Because right now, the fresh wound is there with the missed field goal. We get that, but this is a pretty good season they just had.
It certainly has been. Remember, they were last in the NFC North in 2018. They won the division in 2019, their first NFC North title since 2010. They acquired Khalil Mack to begin the year. And remember, they had a heartbreaking loss at Green Bay on a Sunday night to open the season. A lot of teams would have gone south after that. Instead, they went 7-1 at home. Won 9 of 10 to close the year. They're going to be heard from in the seasons to come.
Red, up!
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. Forced out to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Throwing now. Ryan on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Floyd in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Ryan dancing to his left. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Being chased out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, you were backed up into a 2nd and long, but instead of trying to get the yardage back in chunks, he's trying to get it all back at once. And this defense was just lying in wait, and they're there to pick this one off.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Trubisky. To the right side, complete to Miller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points. But everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. The This is Howard on second down. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. On 3rd down, that's Cohen. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And Parkey's kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Ryan, who's going to go for a big play downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
So 4th and 15, 21. But the offense is staying out there to go for it. They're going to try and throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.